Come on kids, it's time to go. Excitement was in the air. We were all laughing and smiling, and then as the entrance grew near, I felt as though I was going to step into a whole new world. Welcome to the zoo. Those words embossed on the archway seem to contain magic. Probably most often zoos are thought of as children's amusement parks where they can learn and explore. Every time I go, kids or not, I seem to learn a little more about the amazing creatures on this planet and just how much zoos contribute to their existence. It is my hope to shed some light on just how much zoos have changed over the years. Since the beginning of time, humans have always learned something about animals that we come into contact with. As researchers and scientists learn new things, they made zoos a better place for everyone, but especially for the animals. Since I said the beginning, let's start there. Curiosity has always been a human weakness, and evidence of this is shown throughout history in our obsession for capturing exotic and unfamiliar animals. According to the National Geographic website, this evidence can be dated back to 2500 BCE to private ownerships called menageries. In the 1700s, the Age of Enlightenment era came about, and the popular thing to do is question everything. As scientists in this era began to study and observe animals and their behaviors, they realized that they needed to make more natural habitats for the animals, thus turning their observatories into zoos. This interest also traveled to the United States, specifically Philadelphia, where plans were put forth to create the first U.S. zoo, Philadelphia Zoo. According to the Philadelphia Zoo's website, the plans were approved in 1859, but its opening was delayed until 1874 by the Civil War. Their website states that in its first year of operation, they had 813 animals and received well over 228,000 visitors. The purpose of the zoos started with just studying the animals, but soon expanded to protect the animals, educate the public, and provide recreational outings for families. Since then, scientists have learned new things about our furry and not so furry friends, and were able to increase the animals' lifespans while in captivity by controlling the climate, their diets, and their overall health. Also, while scientists learn new things, they provided this information to the public about each animal and species. Coinciding with observation, animals in the wild have been exposed to poachers, hunters, and outside elements that are harmful to their existence. This created the need to help protect and preserve the animals, which was an added benefit for the zoological parks. First and foremost, however, zoos are probably most often thought of as a fun place to take the family. As researchers learned more information, they discovered that some animals required special treatment. Now that we know so much about the animals, zoos have expanded their walls to include open-range zoos, petting zoos, and special housing for some animals. Open-range zoos, or even larger safari parks, are large areas of land designated to the animals that you can drive through, or, if a tour bus is provided, ride through the exhibits. Special housing includes places such as aviaries for birds or climate-controlled facilities for animals that cannot live in the zoo's natural environment due to either weather, temperature, or plant life. Petting zoos can also be found at some zoos or other places like fairs and tourist attractions. For as long as I can remember, the Four States Fair has had a petting barn designated to animals from our region. Some of them you can pet, some are just to look at, and they include animals like ducks, goats, and miniature horses. Zoos have come a long way since they opened to the public in the 1800s. However, not everyone feels that zoos have the animals' best interest and welfare considered while they're in captivity. People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, or PETA for short, is an organization that strongly advises against supporting zoos. It is their wish that zoos would become extinct, but not the animals they protect. Their belief is that the animals are not provided adequate care, and this shows in their listlessness and lack of action as compared to in the wild. On the other hand, the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, or AZA for short, is a nonprofit organization that was established in 1924 to raise the standard of care for animals. The AZA provides strict guidelines that must be met for a zoo to become accredited. Their website states that to look for the logo as an assurance that you are supporting an institution that provides excellent care for the animals, a great experience for you, and a better future for all living things. There is so much more we can learn about zoos. I just wish I had time to cover them all. It was my intention to share with you just how much zoos have changed over the years by expanding their walls and through their knowledge. I hope I've inspired you to take a day and go to the zoo with family or friends, or it can be peaceful even by yourself. Whether making new memories or reliving old ones, zoos are a cheap, fun, and educational place to go.